Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 135. This is reviewing just 22 to 26. Like I mentioned in the last video, the reason why I'm stopping at 26 because basically it has a conclusion to a recurring storyline that's been going on for a little bit, basically, ever since one character showed up. Now, in the case of 22, this is mostly put just Coach posing as some rich guy's fiance, to satisfy his socialite people, his high side people, because all they're after is basically his money, so they can marry for money because he's rich. And by the end of the episode, he realizes that we actually hint at something that I don't know was really fully explored, where it's hinted that Kancha has feelings for Takachu. Yes, he has feelings for him. Now, as for where the heck this came from or when in the world she fell in love with him, don't know. Even she was like, really? You think I do? Yeah. Or the guy, he did. And I looked him online. Apparently, this was his sole appearance. He never appeared ever again in the series. Yep. Though in the episode, they actually had Takashi posed as her butler, which I thought would be so hilarious. Basically, the guy is essentially her boss, is posing as her butler. Yes, seriously. Now, indicate some of the other episodes that happen here. I'm trying to get back to it because the 23 is, well, it's a debut of something that hints. It's basically, you can kind of think of 23 as basically a series of 23, 24, 25, and 26. These four episodes are not, they're four loosely connected episodes. In the case of 23, of debut of a device that will basically explore it during the next episode. Mostly put, we have debut of a device that's known as, let's see, what is it called here? Yeah, that's basically referred to as. It's basically kind of like. Yeah, and basically this was Kagan at his temple. In the Power Rangers footage, the temple they go to was basically a shrine to previous Shurikengers who basically fought in the previous war against the Nazarick. Here, just a regular temple that houses the plus house some graves, and presumably the previous Shinkenger Red, Takachu's father, is presumably buried here. And, well, he probably is. They get flowers for his grave. Of course, there's this mysterious statue there where they're meant to move because basically what's buried underneath this thing is a clan that fell to the corrupted. Yes, they fell to the corrupted. And they probably put it out of the way, but this tribe is actually hinted where it's hinted that, well, actually it's revealed in like the very next episode 24 that, well, Decker and the counterpart is actually from this tribe. And it's implied Dayu's from this tribe too when they explore her backstory in episode 25, which I'll get to that. So the corrupt ones attack the place. Though they don't say it's a shrine. It's just basically just a temple, and they're there for one thing: kill Shinkenger Red because of the whole the sealing seal, the sealing symbol, basically, where the shuriken of the bone, the stick out of the bones, he basically helps out too. And the guy he's working with, who basically he was colluded working with, is a guy who Dakashu banned from the boat because he kept frequently disobeying orders. So this guy, in the next episode, is turning into a big rampaging monster. Yep. But we get hinted to some more stuff later on where the guy was basically very willing to die. And it's also, we also see a little bit follow up with Genta, where he gives Juzo some sushi. And he basically comes like, can you please have my sushi? He's like, okay, fine. He eats the sushi, but he has to go. But he does leave his cart behind, but don't worry, he gets it back, no problem. We meet him later on. He does tell him, oh yeah, your sushi's actually pretty good. It's not average like the other one. The other one say it actually was really good. So he also Takachu's poisoned, and he's basically carried away by the end of the episode, leading into episode 24. When they actually go to the fairy lake, they actually were just at not that long ago. It was actually a lake associated with Shinka Blue. Yes, it was a lake where one of the monsters for this particular series, it was one that was peeping on him. Yes, because I was thinking it was like not that long ago. Because I was thinking it was like not that long ago they just were at this place. No, it wasn't this guy here. It was a different monster. Nope, not that one. Because I was thinking it was not that long ago they just fought a monster. Nope, not that one. Because I remember there was a monster they had just fought. Okay, it was actually back in episode 17, which was Genta's debut. And here they're back here no less than 6 episodes, like 7 episodes later. And apparently, because he was poisoned with a Shinsu River, yeah, Juzu just dumps him in the river several times, and that cures him of the poison. Okay, interesting way of curing somebody. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, and then of course they decide to have a duel, and next time go meet him. And of course Genta finds Takachu, and he basically gets him away. And he says next time we see him, we'll basically start a duel. Now, in this also like right afterwards, also in the very same episode, we see that Genta is given the device that basically forms his new particular device that transforms him into a super samurai that gives like a fancy robe. Actually, it was like for the next episode. Where in like 25 is his debut. Yeah, in episode 25 of all things. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, it was actually 24 was the debut. Mm-hmm. Yep, 24 was the debut of this particular thing after spending time developing the device, and then they form a new Megazord where basically they combine into the lobster Zord, which later on they do show it combined with the squid, and they pretty much combine all of the Zords they have right now. They combine the three there, basically the air one, along with the fish, along with the squid, form a basically big gun destroys the monsters, and it still pops up basically in these episodes. Now, at the end of 25, right after they just beat the monster, basically very tired, and after basically battling a monster that puts people to sleep, 25 basically was when we explored Dayu's backstory via dream sequence, where Miko basically she just falls to her dream where she just saw some mist darkness, and he sees her, and it's actually the first time we actually like into work of a monster. She also kicked off the boat because, well, basically Daizu finds out that she spared Juzo. He also burned her little ukulele that she basically plays, and we explore basically of how that thing was created. Apparently, it was made from a guy she actually was once engaged to, who decided to try to marry a different woman despite the fact he was already engaged to Dayu. Why in the world this is, they never explain. And she apparently burned the very room that her fiance was in, along with killing his probably his brand new wife he just married. And then of course he basically just held him in her arms, and then he transforms into the guitar. And apparently also the neck of the guitar can form a freaking sword. Yep. And this also has Miko questioning basically her abilities as a warrior, well, basically as a cook, trying to toss stuff, but later on she basically puts it back on. Now, 26, despite like having a monster there, and of course having all the Rangers deal with it, we have it where it's decided that this episode, where we have Shinkenger Red versus Juzo, we have their duel, finally. That's been building the last 7 episodes. And in case you're curious, though, this duel was actually adapted for the episode The Ultimate Duel, which was the season finale for Power Rangers Samurai. It was the end of the first season of the show. For that, before we switch over to Super Samurai. Yep. And I gotta admit, this is an excellent fight sequence. It's just two guys fighting one-on-one, a sword fight, running around, but really good. Ends with Takashi winning. And of course, Red Shuriken Rangers basically just come as soon as the battle just battles in. But yeah, they didn't interfere in the battle, and surprisingly, neither of the cursed ones. Nobody interfered with this damn thing, because this is something personal for Juzo, and he gets supposedly killed. Though apparently he does come back. Yeah, he comes back less than about 7 episodes later. How he comes back, I'll get to that when I come back to this particular one. But yeah, in the case of these 5 episodes, 22, just a okay standalone episode, 24, 23 to 26, really good 4 loosely connected episodes that basically built up this duel that probably built up ever since basically Judo's debut. He basically watching him and deciding, yeah, he's going to fight him, and it's just really good. He also describes apparently swordplay as, get this, the way he describes is like how someone has sex. Yes, he calls it ecstasy. Yes, basically, it's like some people say, oh yeah, the way he describes it, it's like, oh, it's like you're having sex. Seriously, that is literally what he said in the. That's what he, even though he didn't say a particular word, but that's what he's implying, based on the fact how many people he killed. And he voluntarily became voluntarily into the Sentai alive. Yeah. But despite that little bit, it's actually really good set episodes. And I'm glad I ended it right here with 26, because it'd be kind of awkward to end it basically for the big duel and now end it here. Now, as of right now, there are 23 episodes left to go for Shinkenger. Now, I was also planning on doing the 2 movies, Faithful War and Shinkenger versus Goancher. But I figured, though, I probably will say, I'm going to say this until I come back from when I finish up the, next I'm working on Kamen Rider. I'll discuss the review for that next. But I'll discuss that when I come back from the anime stuff. I'll discuss those last 23 episodes. Well, first those 2 movies, then do the final 23 episodes, and then I'll cap it off with the Shinkenger versus Ghost Age movie, which I have previously reviewed this movie before, but I'm basically reviewing it again because it's been some time since I watched it. it's been like 6 years since I watched that movie, and it's kind of the same thing with Shinkenger versus Go Onja. It's been 6 years since I watched that movie too, so I kind of figured though, why not? Yeah, why not? But yes, now you're probably thinking, wow, only 5 episodes to cover what essentially puts 26 episodes. Well, the first one covered the first 9. Yeah, seriously, I basically just breezed right through the episode. The only one I didn't really care to watch was 24 because I was not a fan of the premise, and I think the Shirk and Brown stuff basically was not interesting to me at all. Despite the fact this character was loosely adapted for Bulk and well, Skull's son Spike. Yeah, they pretty much adapted elements of these this one character into 2 separate characters in Power Ranger Samurai. Which, according to the actor who plays Bulk, the reason why he didn't appear a lot and why he very rarely interacted with the Rangers is because he was flying back between New Zealand and LA a lot. So, and also that was also the last time he played Bulk on screen. Anyways, I think he plays a different character in the Hyperforce video game, which I have heard it's actually canon. Mm-hmm. But yeah, not much I'll say for these episodes. They're pretty good. Okay, so that's episode of you. Next one's going to be Kamen Rider. I'm only discussing 2 episodes. Okay, next video. Bye.